What's up, legends? Today I'll show you how to win more 1v3 gunfights. Thank you for watching, and let's get right into it. Going up against a full squad by yourself can be very difficult, but knowing how to approach the fight and using the right techniques will help you win more 1v3 gunfights. So today, I'll be going over tips on how to solo squads and step-by-step 1v3 analysis of the fights, so stick around if you want to win more 1v3s and more gunfights in general. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to get more in-depth analysis with tips and tricks to make you a better Apex Legends player. Now let's get into the tips and techniques you can use to help you take your first step to coming out on top. So you're watching this video because you want to win more gunfights. This includes 1v1s, 1v2s, or 1v3 gunfights. All three will put you into situations where you can use the tips and techniques that I'm about to share so you can be looting a death box or 3 much more often. Tip number 1. 1v1 as much as possible during the gunfight. Split the 1v2 or 1v3 into separate 1v1s. This can be done by limiting the angles that you can get shot at. You also may need to back up if you see that multiple enemies are pushing at the same time. Once the enemy team knows your location, and especially if they know that you're a solo, they will full send it to that spot. If you want to get separate 1v1s, backing up to a position that will be beneficial to you can be the difference between getting more kills in that game or being sent back to the lobby. Backtracking or being passive like this will get the enemy squad to put themselves into a worse position. It's a worse position because if you get to a good spot to back up to, you will know the general direction that they will be pushing you from, and you will have time to think about when and where you should shoot at them. A few examples of great spots to back up to would be a house to where you can shoot out of the windows, run around the house and peeking unexpected angles, and try to get a battery or some type of healing off behind a door before they kick it down. If there are no houses around, the high ground can be the difference between life and death. It doesn't have to be much of a high ground, but as long as you can engage and disengage from the fight at will, it's good enough. Being able to not take damage while reloading or while multiple people are pushing your spot is absolutely crucial. You always want to be putting out as much damage as possible while trying to take as little damage as possible. Alright, tip number 2, getting the first knock right away. When I'm in these types of gunfights with little to no help from your teammates, the first step should be thinking about how to get the first knock as soon as possible. If I'm approaching a squad that is still far enough away to not get it down quickly, I'm gonna wait to shoot until I put myself into a better spot to get that oh so important first knock. Now that the first player is down, there are a few things to consider. 1. How is my shields or health? 2. How far away are the enemies? 3. Have I reloaded at least one weapon? And 4. Is it worth healing if I have time? You might be thinking, why wouldn't it be worth it to heal? Let's just say I downed one of the 3 enemies pushing my building. They saw me knock their sweaty Wraith teammate from the bottom floor while she was running through an open area to get to my building. Now, I could hold the door and try to get a battery off before they kick the door down, or I could reposition right away to the second floor or the roof. From here, I have a much higher chance of being able to shoot them first and be putting out damage as soon as possible from an unexpected spot. I may have less health, but I also backed up like the first tip says, and now I have a better chance that I can create a 1v1 and come out on top. Tip number 3, use and abuse cover as much as possible. Let's say that you're trying to follow the first 2 tips. An enemy squad is pushing you and you're all alone. You're trying to 1v1 as much as possible and get the first knock right away. Being able to get that first 1v1 and winning it without taking too much damage is extremely difficult without cover. Anything at all can be used for cover in Apex Legends because there's no bullet penetration through any type of surface. Poles, trees, rocks, fences, tridents, supply bins, and even replicators will all help you create those precious 1v1s and take less damage during the fight. Being able to shoulder peek, which is where you are just barely showing one half of your body while strafing in and out of cover while shooting, or head glitching, which is where your field of view is over a surface that only reveals your head area, is a huge difference to whether you will win the fight or lose it. Always be unpredictable and try to never re-peek the same angle. If you just shot a Gibby for 142 from the left side of a rock, He may run for cover before you can reload and shoot him again, or he will be aiming down the sight at that last spot you shot from. If he's not doing it, you know damn well his teammates will either be aiming down the sight at that spot or keeping their eye on it while they are closing the distance from you. If you now peek from the right side of the rock, they will have to adjust their aim, giving you more time to put out more damage of your own, while hopefully taking less damage. Alright, so we're going to get into our first 1v3 here. It's on World's Edge. I see someone over there, but I also heard someone slide close, so I'm going to swap over to the Mastiff. And I'm playing a 1v1 here, trying to not engage with anybody over here, just this guy that I heard here. And get the down quickly. Goes down in 2 shots, immediately reposition. Slide over here around to the rock. Looking for more. I saw him right before I went into that rock there. So now I have cover again in a new position, and I'm taking the next 1v1. He dies in 3. Didn't take much damage, but this guy had a very slight angle on me just a little bit when I was strafing in and out. So that was good. Another 1v1. I peek while I'm reloading to see what he's doing. End up getting a few good shots, and it's over that quick. Could watch it again. So I saw one over there, but I heard one too. So I don't want to be peeking at the top of the hill because these guys back here by the truck are going to be shooting me. So we wait, take our first 1v1. He thankfully missed that Peacekeeper shot. Could have been big. Reposition immediately. Go to the next cover spot. And I saw him running up, so I pre-aim it here. Take that 1v1. While I'm reloading, I'm peeking to see what he's doing. End up finishing him off real quick. That fight could have been over real quick, especially if I stood up right here, right now, and got shot by all 3 of them. So we'll watch this one more time. I see an enemy back there, but I also hear one, so I go for the quick 1v1 to try and down one as soon as possible. I'm only head glitching here, only head peeking, so I cannot take damage. He missed the Peacekeeper shot, reposition immediately. Saw the second guy coming up, so I'm ADSing, taking the 1v1. While I'm reloading, I'm jiggling to see what he's doing. Hit him a few times and it's over. Alright guys, and for the next example on how I use all 3 tips to 1v3 and clutch the win is right here. It's a 2v3 right now. Me and Porto, our boy Uso's down, and we have to clutch it out for the win here. So as you can see, I'm only head glitching here, only exposing the top half of my body, trying to take less damage. I got one down there, that was important. Get the down as soon as possible. So he goes in. Doesn't look like he does too much damage and goes down. But what's good is they were distracted. I got the shoot and break another one there. Did about 50 to the other guy. He's trying to heal. So I repositioned immediately so I could take advantage of it. You gotta be aggressive sometimes in the 1v3s. But as you can see, I'm playing back at a distance to where I can heal or disengage and re-engage whenever I want to. So missed a couple shots there, but the key thing is I'm not taking as much damage. I'm putting out more damage than I'm taking. So as they're spraying you down, it's a very good hint with the R9 and the Volt, especially when they already have you in their sights and they're shooting. Try and disengage for a second, especially when you have that high ground. Let them shoot a little bit and then re-peek it, because they're not going to have as many bullets to spray you down, and or they're going to have to reload. So now they're split. One went up top and one is still on bottom. I'm hitting the battery because I have plenty of time to do so. Hitting the reload as well. I see this guy ran out. I'm ADSing the corner. He peeked it unnecessarily. He was just trying to see what was going on, but you can't peek that much. You gotta just do a shoulder peek. So now we're going back. It turns into a 1v1. I have the high ground again. So I'm trying to put out as much damage as I can while trying not to take any. So I'm missing some shots because I'm hip firing, moving around, trying to make myself a hard target to hit. And then we just take the one-on-one right there.
Let's go.
Alright, so we're going to watch it again just to see all the steps in action. And here we go. It starts out as a 2v3. Start raining down shots. As you can see, I'm using the head glitch to where only the top half of my body is being shot at. I get the down early. That's so important to get the down early. So I'm disengaging and re-engaging when I want because I have the high ground there. I was going to hit the battery, but I saw Porto going in, so I decided to try and help. Do maybe 100, split between the two. I get a new angle here so I can maintain the high ground but have a better angle. I break this guy, but I start getting hit, so immediately once you start getting hit, you need to back off and not take the damage. So I'm still peeking to see what's going on here. I got that guy in the bottom low, but this guy would have killed me. Did you see when he shot his volt? I ducked, made sure I wasn't going to take those bullets, and then went back in for it. So now I split up the damage pretty good. They also hit me pretty good, so I hit a quick battery. Reload, assess the situation again. Now I see him. So now I'm backing up. I do not want to be out in the open here, because if I'm shooting this guy here, he might have an angle, and then the other guy coming up the stairs will have an angle. So I backed up into the room. He peeked a little bit too far just to see, but I was already ready. Sprayed him down, about 60 damage, killed him. He hit a scan, he knows where I'm at, but I took the high ground, and I'm trying to put out good damage and not take damage, so missed a couple shots there. Didn't take much though. Get a shield cell while he's climbing up to me, maintain the high ground, and win the game there. Hopefully you all learned something about successfully winning more 1v3 gunfights, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button. Don't forget to join the Nader Squad for future in-depth guides, tutorials, analysis of gameplays, and high kill and damage games. I also stream 5 days a week at 8 PM Central Standard Time. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. Leave a comment to tell me which tip you need to work on the most. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and Boog out. Peace. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, check out one of these two. I promise you will not be disappointed. Click one right now.